Hello there, welcome to part 5 in my 10-minute Set the Piano series. In the previous video we looked at playing the 1 and the 3 and the 5 from the major scales, which you have by now completely internalised and mastered completely away from the piano, and you've been sort of dabbling with these major and minor triads. Triad because there are 3 notes. So for example, we ended by climbing chromatically, which means up each individual key, of which there are 12, and we went major, like this, in all of the keys, and then also minor, in all the keys. This just familiarises yourself, and it gets your fingers moving on the piano, and you start to feel some natural piano fingering positions. It all comes very naturally, without any thought. I'm just looking outside the window. Oh, some minors, looking outside, and then up to the next one. Now that's all very good, and the other thing that's very common on the piano is to bounce like this from your thumb or your little finger. Minor, next key, minor, next key, minor, all the way up the piano. Now, in this video, I'd like to give you some chord progressions to play with. And on top of that, a very basic introduction to improvisation already at this stage. Because you know the sounds that you like already from video 1 and video 2, you've discovered your musical personality, I hope. You've discovered the styles and the rhythms that you like. Now is the time to start to really put it all together very quickly. There's no need to waste time going through books and pages, all nonsense. So, I, for example, like the swing jazz rhythm, and I also like the bossa nova style, the Latin. I love that. So let's mix some swing and bossa nova styles, for example, with what I was just doing with those 2 chord types, with a little chord progression. Now this chord progression is one of the most common, popular, and it's very simply 1, 4, 5. What does that mean? Well, 4 and 5 come from whatever 1 is. So first of all you need to choose a key, and of course we're going to do it in all 12 major scales, because you know them all without any hesitation. You just know them all the way up the piano. Blah blah blah, A flat A, B flat B. We're going to do it in all 12 keys, and so are you. Well, you will, I won't waste time, but you will. So let me just take chord 1, 4 and 5 in a key which we haven't used yet, D. This is D, C, D. Doesn't matter what the letter is, it's just this note here, D. We know 1, 3, we know the major scale, and we know the major triad, and we know the minor. And we're going to do this exercise in minors and majors. Let's begin with majors. So, number 1, number 4 and number 5. What are they? You should know that instantly. I'm not looking at the piano, but I know that it goes, the major scale simply goes D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, excuse me. So I know instantly in my mind that the G is the 4 and the A is the 5. And because of what we know already, the major scales, in those keys we know that G's, C, D, F sharp, G, sorry, what am I talking about? D, E, F sharp, G. We know G's major triad, and we know it's minor. And of course we know it's major scale, and we know A's major triad and minor triad, and we know it's major scale as well. So we're going to do 1, 4 and 5 in the key of D, but I'm going to put a little bit of jazz in it. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to play 1 and 2, 3 and 4, because that's the swing rhythm. Now look on that D, I just have to move my right hand out the way, Now just try it, there's no reason to rush, but just feel. I'll do it down here. I'm playing the D at the bottom, you can't see, but it's a D between the 2 black notes. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1. I'm not playing any complicated chord, I'm just playing the triad. Now I'm going to go to G, and I'm on the G here. Here's the triad in the right hand, with the G doubled on top. This is called the octave, because it's 8 notes above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. I'm not changing the chord. I'm not doing anything complicated. That's it. Okay, now let's go to the A, the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do the same thing in A. but you're feeling it. Okay? Just feeling it. There's nothing to teach you. You can't teach feeling. It has to be felt. All I can say is listen a lot and feel it. And you don't need to be at the piano to feel rhythm. You don't need to be at the piano to feel jazz. You need to just simply feel it. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You can do that in your car. 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You can feel it anywhere. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. G. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So already in any key, let's go to another key we haven't used yet. B flat. Meaning C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Flat. Flat goes down like flat tire. Major scale. We know that. Immediately you know that, you know that, you know that. So you know that the 4 is the E flat and the 5 is the F. You know their major scales, E flat. You know, and you know F's major scale because we did it already. And we know that this is the major triad of E flat. We know this is the minor. And on F, we know this is the major. And we know this is the minor. And now you're going to do the same thing, but this time we'll do minors. So B flat minor, B flat minor. The third goes down a semitone, 1/2 step. But this time I'm going to do it in a kind of Latin rhythm. So when we go up from the B flat minor to the E flat minor, up to the F minor, always the third, very simple. Take the major scale, 1, 3, 5, or 1 minor third, 5. Very easy, do it in your mind. Take your time. And B flat minor. And we're going to do it in a kind of Latin rhythm. Now how would that sound? I'm just feeling it. I can feel that kind of bomb. I can feel that Latin rhythm, so let me go with it. See? I'm using my little finger and my thumb, just like the exercise in the previous video of doing this, just bouncing off the little finger or the thumb, and then the chord, anywhere, minor, sorry. And then you're just going to simply do that in a Latin rhythm. Now I can't teach you how to do that. You have to feel it. I don't know what fingers I'm playing. I don't know what my fingers are doing. I really don't. There's no conscious interference. I'm simply playing how I feel because my fingers have been prepared for it. I don't need to read any books or any of that nonsense. Listen. I don't know when my thumb is going to give the flick on the rhythm. That kind of flicking feeling, that quick thing, snapping thing. I don't know. Sometimes it's my little finger. So it doesn't. I didn't press hard enough. See, that's a lot on my little finger there. But sometimes my right thumb does it. See, I don't know what's happening, and it's not important to know what's happening. If you want to, like I just did then, I went down in the right hand. Instead of playing it all together, instead of doing this, I just went quickly. I'm just playing them how I want to. Okay, so what we've done in this one is we're using the majors and the minors, the triads, a bit of a swing rhythm, and you're feeling that rhythm. Your fingers are naturally doing what they do without your conscious interference. Your ego is not saying, do it like this, play it like that person, read that book, go on page 1, page 2, page 3. Rhythm cannot be taught, it must be felt. Really, after this video, go and listen to some Latin stuff. And just put, Latin piano, bossa nova piano. Oscar Peterson has some samples, Bill Evans has some samples, and of course they all do. And you'll just feel that kind of, that sound. But with any chord type. And we've done that by using chord 1, chord 4 and chord 5 in any key. Now I could go through all of the 12 keys, but of course it's only a 10-minute video, which is coming up now. So take that, go away, play it, put your comments, leave feedback, and I'll be very curious to see how people are getting on with this so far. Thank you very much. All the best. See you in part 6. Bye for now.